It's US Open week. I thought I'd release this little bonus episode as we build up to the weekend at Oakmont, with play starting today as this is released. Um, it's going to be a great weekend of golf, I think. US Open's always one of those that I sort of forget that I look forward to every single year. But this year, I feel like the coverage of what the course is going to play like, and obviously Oakmont being a very traditional US Open setup, is has led to quite a bit of hype with it, really. And I think with the way that the storyline sort of evolving of who can stop Scotty Scheffler at the moment, is really interesting. It just shows the fluctuations that happen in the game of golf. I mean, you look and see, where were we, a month and a half ago? Um, who can stop Rory now? And then Rory's had his struggles. Equipment seems to be quite a big factor when it comes to it. But he sort of not dropped off the radar. I don't think Rory McIlroy ever drops off the radar when it comes to a major tournament. But it's difficult to see how he's going to pull it all together with his driver struggles, especially with how penal Oakmont is if you're off the fairway. So look, Rory's Rory. I guess he could do it, but I don't expect a Rory McIlroy win this weekend. Scotty is just such an elite ball striker and just seems to just plot his way around a golf course so well that Oakmont, you know, would it be too challenging for him to do that exact same thing? Probably not. So Scotty's clear favourite, obviously. But then you sort of look at the chasing pack after that, and you have to put Bryson, I think, in the conversation as probably the guy that you'd expect to push him. I think Bryson drives the ball better than anyone else on the planet at the moment. Um, I know he's getting dialed in with the crank as well. I know that Lance Reader actually went to Oakmont on the Tuesday to help dial in his new setup. I know he'd asked for a special type of mini as well, or a one wood, technically, a 6 degree sort of fairway wood to be able to use off the tee and off the deck if you needed to as well, with a bit of a lower ball flight. So I just feel like Bryson's just very, very good at the moment. If he can kind of clean up his issues that he's had with his irons, I know he's rocking the new LA irons now in his bag as well, which he's developed. Um, if he can sort that out, then I think Bryson, you could quite easily see Bryson lifting that US Open at the end of the weekend. And then after that, it's just kind of, you just don't know who's going to bring it that weekend. You've obviously got some guys that have been playing some really consistent golf all year. Shane Lowry being one of them, obviously, that's been playing very consistent, but I just feel like I'm not sure that they're going to have it for all 4 days. You feel like Scotty and Bryson could potentially just have that feeling for all 4 days of being just pretty steady. The greens are so big, the complexes of the greens are so big there that you're going to see guys have just ridiculous lengths of putts, I think, all weekend. And I think it'll probably be the guy that manages to, I'm trying to think it in my head, will it be the person who manages to hold the most amount of feet of putt probably finds themselves top at the end of the week? Probably, I mean, I think with how important it will be to scramble, um, because look, they're not going to find every single fairway. It just doesn't happen. So the guys that are scrambling the best are probably going to end up being the guys that are at the top of the leaderboard. Be interesting to see what the winning score is. I think when DJ won in 2016, I think it was 2016, 2017, there were only like four players under par for the week. So it just shows how tough that place plays. Um, and if you can put a couple of even par rounds together going into the weekend, you're going to be in unbelievably good shape. So it's just going to be really, really interesting. You know, let me know. Let me know who you think's gonna come away with a win this weekend. Who could be the surprise package, I guess. Um, there's always someone. There's always someone that just comes out of nowhere that you just would not expect it. I mean, Justin Rose has shown that he's unbelievably good in majors as he gets to the latter part of his career now. Is this going to be Phil Mickelson's last US Open? Could Phil do something special? Difficult to see, but I mean, after watching that ridiculous wedge shot he hit at Liv the other week, nothing's out of the realms of possibility when it comes to Phil. So yeah, you got some really, really interesting um, guys going into this weekend. But for me, Scotty and Bryson are the guys that are probably going to be pushing top of the pack. But we'll see as the weekend unfolds, and I hope you'll enjoy it wherever you are. These majors are the biggest weekends in golf, and to have all the players back together again is always a huge, huge win. So just a small episode today, just a little predictor essentially of what I think is gonna find itself happening at the US Open. I'm gonna go with a Bryson win. I think Scotty's the obvious pick, obviously, and Scotty doesn't win. I think Bryson wins. So I go with Bryson win this weekend. Let's see how it plays out. Enjoy it. Hope you have fun. I'm playing a little tournament tomorrow. I'll let you all know how I did on Tuesday when we return on the Birdie Golf Club podcast. As always, if you're enjoying the podcast, please like, share, do what you can to just help build this community that is growing week on week, which is just so exciting. I really appreciate you. Comment below your predictions in the episode description, or wherever it is, on whatever platform you're on, or find me on Instagram at Birdie Golf Club Podcast and let me know who you think's going to win. It's going to be good.